In this week's Parsha, we are introduced to the prohibition against charging or paying with interest. Even though in our normal business practices, the concept of taking out a loan and paying it over months with interest is in many ways very convenient, and it makes the payments more palatable. Interest is prohibited according to Jewish tradition. Charging interest is prohibited. Why? The Kli Yakar wants to offer a suggestion. He says that when you charge a person with interest, it shows a lack of emunah and bitachon in Hashem. When you charge interest, essentially what you're saying is, I don't need God to make sure that my money, that my principal comes back to me. I'm set because I have interest. I have more money coming. The whole table is set for me. I have nothing to worry about. I don't need God. I'm good. But when a person doesn't charge interest and gives their $20,000 away as a loan, and hoping then that the person will repay them the $20,000 and not default, that person is filled with emunah. That person is filled with faith in Hashem, praying, please, to help him, make him become whole once again. That's what ribis, charging interest, is all about. That is why it is prohibited. It's no surprise then that the commandment of charging interest is placed right after the laws of Shemitah and Yovel. At first glance, it just seems strange. Why are we introducing the concept of charging interest, the prohibition of charging interest, right next to the story of the Shemitah and the Yovel? What does one have to do with the other? The answer is both of them are connected to the concept of emunah and bitachon in Hashem. We always have to leave a special place in our heart for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to recognize that nothing we have is ours. It all comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If we would charge interest, if we would work on the sabbatical year, we would think, Kochi ve'otzim yadi, look what I have been able to accomplish. But when we take a step back and we don't work on the Shemitah year and we don't charge interest, there's a recognition that Parnasa doesn't come from us. It comes from Hashem. It is interesting to note, says Rav Shimshon Pincus, that every time HaKadosh Baruch Hu promises the Jewish people success, if you follow the mitzvos, I'm going to give you X, Y, Z. If you do this, you'll get X, Y, Z. It's interesting to note, he says, that it's always a bracha that the ground will produce. That you'll have fruit, you'll have grains. Wouldn't it make more sense, or wouldn't it be much more beneficial or promising if the reward was gold and silver? Why is it that Hashem says, if you listen to my commandments, I'm going to make the grain grow? I'd rather say, you listen to my commandments, you'll get $1 million. I want the cash in hand. Says Rav Shimshon Pincus, that's exactly the point. When we're promised wealth through grains and through produce, we still have to work. We still have to show our emunah and bitachon and our mesiras nefesh for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If it would just be that we received gold and silver, then there would be no work, there would be no effort, there'd be no sacrifice, and we would still feel full. We would feel full without Hashem. But because of the promise that we're going to be able to work the land and have bracha through the land, that still shows a level of emunah and bitachon in Hashem. May we always continue to have hearts full of faith, recognizing that yes, thank God we're successful and we're doing well, but we know that it's not our doing, it really is all from above. Have a wonderful Shabbos.